Hello, my beautiful people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Kingdom Radio, coming all the way from Kingdom House of God Ministry for All Nations. My name is Chris, right here behind the cubicle. We are so delighted and happy today to present to you once again Brain Box series. And right here, we are going to bring in now the CEO of Brain Box, Barrister Mercy Ukonu. You know how and you know what you have been receiving from this wonderful, great teacher. And I know that today we are going to be blessed. Call all your friends, call all your neighbor, let them connect right now at this frequency of 94.9. Good afternoon, Barrister Mercy Ukonu. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Chris, and how are you?
Well, I thank God we are fine as we are here in the land of the living. It's another beautiful day that the Lord have made. We are so happy to receive you once again in Kingdom Radio 94.9. And I know today we are going to receive a lot of mystery, secret code that have been hidden right from the foundation of the world. You are welcome, Barrister Mercy Ukonu. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Chris. God bless you too. And I really appreciate you and I really appreciate the work that you're doing. And I say, may God continue to bless and increase you in Jesus' name. And for all our fans out there on the page or wherever you're viewing I say very good day to each and every one of us. And I trust we had a wonderful week. And I say, God bless us all. And this is yet another time with Brain Box series on Kingdom Radio 94.9 FM, Sweden. And we're going to be having a little discussion today on the topic titled The Power of your Seconds. Do you realize that every second in your life counts? Every second that ticks out a day, but every seconds in your life what counts. And that's why they say that life is a series of seconds, like a tickling clock that ticks away with no deal of what of rewind. And you need to understand that life is also what a series of seconds that leads us in different direction. 1 second is all it takes to make a change, and either for the positive or what for the negative. Therefore, until we realize the art of the fact that a second in our life counts, then that's the only way that we can be productive and know how we are going to expend that seconds in our life. Now, you need to realize that every second, just like I said earlier, in your life counts. What you do with 1 second of your life, with each seconds in your life, determines how far your life would go. And you need to understand that success itself is purchased with the currency of time. We all long after success. We all long to be somebody in life. We all long to make an impact, meaningful impact in the world. But we need to understand that that success can only be purchased with the currency of your time. And that's why they said time is money, and time is also of essence and value. If you value your time, you realize that the success that you seek after, you're going to get it on a platter of gold. Now, success is not just something that will be handed over to you cheaply. You need to buy it with your time. In exchange for your time, you get what success. And that's why they said that he who have not mastered his time, and he who wastes his time wastes his life. And who wastes his life is what does not understand the importance of working for what a purpose. In life, we all work for a purpose. We all work. There's a reason why. There's a purpose for our very existence. There's something you want to achieve in life. What are you willing to exchange in order for you to get that thing? And the only thing that you can exchange to get that thing is what? For you to exchange your time. Most of the time we cry that we don't have money. but we have money all in our hands. Because that's why they said that a time lost can never what be regained. We don't really understand the importance of that insignificant seconds. And that's why they say success is how you make use of that seemingly insignificant seconds in your life. Now we need to understand that these seconds that we are talking about, it is your seconds that culminate into your what? Your minute. And it's your minute when you add it up that makes up what the hour that you have. And that hour, when sum up together, 24 hours, makes up a day. Then you have your week, your month, and the year. Now you might feel that the minute is so insignificant, it's so minute. But you ask yourself that how many minutes have you wasted over the years? And you sum it up, you realize that those things become what? Very significant. If you have, that's why they say that a little drop of water is what makes what the mighty ocean. We have not realized the importance of that second. You need to realize that a singular second can make what or mar you. A singular decision that you will make within few seconds can change your life for the good, or can what worsen what your situation. Until we understand the act of maximizing the time, we cannot be what more productive than how we are currently. And that is why it's as if life caught up on you unawares, without you knowing, or without you what having achieved the things that you set out for yourself to achieve, because we have not understood the act of maximizing what our time. Now we need to understand that we can never turn back the hands of time. That is why we need to understand that in the game of life, there is no receipt, there is no rehearsal, and there is no repeat. Life is not something that you tell yourself that when the time is past, I can repeat it. Now tell yourself there are some things that you'd have loved to do better when you were 10 years old that you didn't do better. Right now, you wished maybe the hand of time can turn back. Or there are things that you'd have done in your early 20s that you are not able to do or to achieve, that you wish that if only the hands of time can be turned back, then you do it better than the way that you're doing it currently. We need to understand that time is very important. That second in your life is very, very important. And when you realize that in a day that you're unable, a day that you cannot account for, you need to note that you have wasted a whopping 1,440 minutes of your of that day, and which is equivalent is 86,400 seconds. And that's why we need to know that the God that we serve is not a God of partiality. The God that we serve knoweth all things, and that's why He maketh everything equal. He maketh the sun to shine both on the poor and the rich, both on the wicked and the good, on everybody. He treats everybody equally. And we can see that in the parable of the laborer, the one that was hired in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, they were all paid the same wages, because in God there is no what? There is no what? Partiality. Everybody is equal before the sight of God. And that is why both the rich and the poor is given both the same time. That's why people look at the wealthy, they tell you that, oh, these people are lucky. There is nothing like being lucky. You need to understand that these people at a point in their life made certain decisions, and that decisions that they made, they was what? To make use of their time productively. Now ask yourself, wherever you are listening, wherever you are that you're listening from, now ask yourself that how well are you being productive with that seconds that God has placed in your hand? How well do you spend the currency of what? Of your time. You complain you don't have money, but you have all the wealth you have in this world. If you cannot maximize and be prudent with your time, then that is why you cannot be prudent and maximize the money or the income that is coming into your hands. If you're so carefree with your time, you waste your time doing frivolous things that are not important, things that doesn't add value to you, then you know that you are not what? Walking your way towards your success land. And you need to note that any minute wasted, any seconds wasted without its equivalent value accruing to it, then you know that you have wasted what? That seconds. You need to live your life on intentionality. You need to live your life intentionally. You need to live your life on a purpose. Now, that is why we need to understand that every day, every seconds that you waste counts, and you can never regain it. Once it's lost, it's what? It's all gone. And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's why Anon said something. Anon said, that if you're still amazed by something that you accomplished yesterday, then today is wasted. What you accomplished yesterday is gone. Then why sit down today and you're praising yourself? You're thinking about it. You are so excited and you're occupying your whole day with what you have achieved yesterday. You realize that what you're supposed to achieve today, what is all gone. And that is why we see that we're gradually moving to the grave without achieving the things that we have set out for ourselves to achieve. And Michael said something. Michael said that the bad news is that time flies. But the good news is that you are the pilot of your time. Do you realize that you are the pilot of your time? You are the chief security officer of that time. Nobody gets hold of that time without your consent. Nobody messes with that time or wastes your time without your consent or without you knowing. You are always the one in charge of the time. You are the pilot of your time. Then are you going to pilot yourself to destruction? That's what we call what? Self-destruction. Are you going to pilot yourself to something reasonable, to achieve greatness, to do the things that are productive every day, to bring on the value in the marketplace that is required for you to get the success that is needed for you to propel you into becoming that somebody you want to be, into that woman of substance or that man of substance that you want to be in life. And that's why we need to understand that when you waste your time, you have what? Wasted what? Your life. And we need to understand that you don't have the whole eternity. You don't have till eternity for you to fulfill your purpose on it. Then why are you casual about life? Why are you casual with your time? Why are you treating your time, using your time in a manner which you're not supposed to, not being productive with it? Why? That's why he said what you need to was spend your time wisely. Your time is a currency. Until you understand the fact that that time you have in your hands is money, then you understand that you're on your way to your success land. When you understand that that's money, you need to use it wisely and be productive about it. Then you understand that you are holding gold in your hand. Don't let anybody just come into your life to while away your time and not being bringing out something resourceful or meaningful out of it. Now, because we need to note that why the devil is robbing you of your destiny is because he has gotten hold of of your time. Why it seems as if the enemy is mesmerizing with a lot of people is because he has gotten hold of your time. And that's why he will tell you that don't worry, this life is easy. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to be too serious about life. Don't worry, take it calmly. The battle is not to the swift or to the strong, but he will quote all manner of passage of the Bible for you to relax and to play down on being productive. Now you need to understand that the value of your seconds is measured by how productive you are in that what you brought out within that seconds. And that's what the value of your life is being measured for with. That's why the Bible says that laziness travels slowly and poverty overtakes it. And that's what waste of time brings about. And that's why you see that you're remaining at that state where you are, because you have not understood the act of maximizing your time and being prudent with your time. Now, have you not imagined their time that the difference between most of the time it takes a lot of people and incidents to happen for people to understand the importance of time. There are times that you might be a little bit late for something or a little bit early for something that you should have achieved. Probably you're late and you were not able to get that thing, or probably you went there too quickly. There are times a lot of people have died on the road, or maybe there's an accident that happened. Probably if you're just 1 second late, you wouldn't have met with the accident. Or probably if you are maybe a second earlier than Probably you've that what missed it. That accident wouldn't have what come to you or something. Have you not realized that there are times in your life that you note that just a second when you have lost something of value, that is when you understand the importance what of your second. And that is why you need to note that every second you have, you need to make use of it. Sometimes there are some loved ones that go away from you, that you live all your life in regret, that if I had known, probably I should have just said that I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you can just only take you 1 second. Or probably you can just you'd have said, oh, thank you. It doesn't take more than words. Thank you, 1 second. And your words given that word. Or probably saying something nice to someone just in few seconds would have changed something about the person's life. And that has made a lot of people have lived in regret, that if only they could turn back the hands of time. And that's why they said that don't be irrational, that sometimes when you want to act, you need to what, pause, give yourself that 1 second to think, and it will make you what, to bring out the best results. Because when you take action on the spur of the moment, sometimes it might not be the best for that particular what situation. Therefore, we need to understand that time is very, very what, important. It's very, very important. And that's why they say the seconds are more than the difference what between bad things and even the worst. And the seconds that are more than just the difference between the bad things what and even the worst. The worst. The things that we need to understand that they are difference. Our seconds are difference between opportunities made most of and opportunities that we did not what make use of. That is the difference what in your seconds. There are times that opportunities will come knocking at your door, and because you fail to maximize your time, you fail to maximize that opportunity at that time, and it slips away. And that's why they tell you that opportunity has a way of coming to slide through the back door. Sometimes when opportunity come knocking to you, probably you're whiling away your time, you don't understand. That's why the Bible said something, that the children of the Issachar, they understood what the time. And that's why they were able to make the decision that they made at that time, because they understood the time more than every other person. You need to understand your time. You need to understand that time is everything. Time is it all. That you want for the difference between a child and a grown up is what is it, the difference of what time. A child has given up, that you're 20 years today and the other is just a year old. It's just a difference what in time. Time have passed by and you're not what grown. That's the person that is 60 today and you're 30 today is what the difference what in time. And that you're able to achieve what you have achieved today, what is all boys and what the time that you are what maximize. Go and check great men. Wealth does not just come to you. Success cannot just come to you. That thing, that height you want to get to in life cannot just come to you. Promotion cannot come to you just like that. It's something that you just have to what, work for. And for you to work for it is what? It's for you to maximize your time. Use your time usefully. What is that thing that you want to achieve? How well are you putting in the required number of hours needed for you to get that particular thing that you sought out for in life? Therefore, we need to understand that time waits for no one. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The day is going. The next morning, you see that day is all gone. The next day again, good morning. Before you know it, the year is gone. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. The year is going. The year is running. Happy New Month, Happy New Month. The month is going, is running as fast. You ask yourself, this is 2021. We just entered 2021. So just like yesterday. And today we're already what in March, and March is already what a cancel check. Now ask yourself. Sometimes some people are just still relaxing. The year is still fresh. I know what I want to achieve before 10 months, 9 months is enough for me to achieve it. You realize that you're still relaxing, and before you know it, we're already in June, half of the month, and you start what rushing yourself, and you realize that the things that you've set out for yourself to do this year have what passed you by because you failed to understand the power of that little seconds, of that one in that insignificant seconds. That's why you tell you that one might not have money to give to you, but if a person can give you what his or her time, then that person has given you what's gold. Therefore, you need to understand that you have to be the chief security officer of your time, and don't allow anybody to come in and mess with your time and just go that way. You need to understand that your time is of essence, and your time is what brings money to you. And until you start treating your time as a currency, that is the time you start seeing yourself climbing that ladder of success and being what's productive in what you do. Therefore, we need to understand that there's power in our seconds, and therefore let's utilize our seconds to bring out the be productive and bring out the results that we ought to, in order to get to the heights that we want in life. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Barrister Mercy. What a powerful teaching. This is mind blowing about time and seconds and minutes. Well, before we go, and I know that those of you that are watching, please, if you have any question, we are not going to let Barrister go. We want to ask her much question about time. As we know, some people are making use of their time and some are not making use of their time. Barrister, I have just about 4 questions I would like to just quickly ask you. If you have any question, why don't you write it down or indicate and let us see how we can be able to give you the answer. The first question I want to ask you right now, Barrister, is that how can we translate our seconds to wealth? Because we must make use of every second so that we can be wealthy. How can we translate it, woman of God?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We need to understand that, just like I said earlier in the course of this teaching, we need to understand that how you can translate your time into wealth until you realize, until you come to the realization that the time that you have is a currency. Now, that's why I tell people that just imagine that every day you're being given 86,400 for my own money, naira, maybe for your own money, dollar. Every day you're given that money you're given that money to spend it. How are you going to spend that money? Now, imagine you're working somewhere and your daily pay is 86,400 naira. Then sum it up by 30. How much will you be earning in a month? At least that should go a long way. Then that's what we need to understand. That's what your seconds is all about, because in a day you have 86,400 seconds in a day. That is the currency you have every day. God has given you the money you want. Then it's left for you to now translate it in that, treat that time as money. So you know the way you are prudent about spending your money, then that should be the same way you should be prudent in spending with your time. Don't be a spendthrift when it comes to your time. You think that the time is so intangible, is so insignificant, that you can just give it to anybody anytime you want. Nobody should just come into your life and take it. Oh, my friend, come, let's go sit out. Somebody you do. That means you didn't plan your day. Somebody can just come in and walk into it and do anything he or she likes and walk away, because that day is not planned. Because if you plan your day and you work with your time, nobody can just come in and tell you what to do in that particular day, because you already fixed your schedule for that day. Therefore, in order for you to note that, until you understand that the money you have in your hands, I mean the time you have in your hands is what? The currency. The way you treat the money you have in your hands, start treating your time that way. If you start treating your time that way, you realize that you will make more impact, you'll be more knowledgeable, you expand, you widen your horizon, and the money that you seek out for, you get more this thing. You get more success in life, because you're what? Maximizing your time, and you're being prudent about it and being productive and resourceful with it. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, Mercy Ukonu. Wow, wow, wow. Those of you that are following us, we are still waiting. Good afternoon, Grace. Good afternoon, Clarice. Good afternoon, every one of you here that are watching. We want your questions. Now, the second question I want to know, Barrister, is does it mean that life cannot give us a second chance because of our lost time? Does
Now
it
we need
mean
to
that life
understand. Okay.
does it mean that life cannot give us a second chance because of
Okay.
loss of time? Because many of us have lost a lot of time and we want life to give us a second chance so that we can go back and repair all those things that we have not done maybe 5 years ago, last week, last month, 10 years ago.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. It's not that you need to understand that any time lost cannot be regained. Even if you try to, something you should have achieved when you were 20. and you're not achieving it when you're 50. Fine, you've achieved something, but imagine you'd have achieved it when you were 20, and by 50 you already was a master of it, of the game. It's just like a child, someone who failed to be educated, to go to school at the right time. Your nursery school, your primary school, as your year is coming up, then by 20 you already rounded up everything. Then you start by 30, you start from 30, you start being in maybe the first class kindergarten, then you start growing. You might achieve the same thing, but it's not. The other person is already becoming what, a master. That is why you need to note that any time that you have lost, let's just get it straight. Any time lost can never be regained. The only thing is that life can throw an opportunity, a control, can give you a second chance, but not for you to regain that time lost, but for you to be more, because you have learned from what you have done. You have learned from what you have lost over time, over the years. Then life is giving you an opportunity for you what, to make an amend, but not for you to regain that time that you have already lost. Because once you've lost the time, once you have lost any minute, once you have lost any second, it's gone. Now, can I go back to being a 10-year-old girl?
It's not possible.
Life cannot give me the opportunity. I can't, it's not
Right.
possible. Then what
Right.
I can't do at 10, then the only thing life can give me is an opportunity for me to amend, but not for me to go back and do that thing that I was supposed to do when I was 10, or maybe when I was much younger, or when I'm in my 20s, when I was 20. So we need to understand that life, once you lose a time, you can't regain it. It's just not possible. You can't get back that exact time, but you can get an opportunity to learn from your mistake and then ameliorate it, then become better. Nobody says that you can achieve success if you have lost the time, that you can become successful later if you realize yourself. You can, but you need to understand that that particular time, you can't get it back, but you can only get an option what for you what to learn from your past mistakes. That's why you see a lot of people will make mistakes in life, but what does that mistake do to us? We'll learn from it and what, straighten up our lives and live what's better. Not because that mistakes are not there, they're already there. That sometimes there's some things about your life you don't like remembering. When you remember, you just go sad. I wish if the hand of time can turn, then I could act better. But it's already gone. You can only learn from it and move ahead. Then you do the right thing. So time waits for no one. Just do what you're supposed to do right on time.
Okay. Time Wait for No One by Barrister Mercy Ukonu. All right. My third question before we go, we don't have so much time right now. Mercy, how can we define what waste of time is? How can we really define what waste of time is? Because some people don't really understand when we talk of waste of time. Can you tell us very quickly?
Okay, that's why anytime waste of time just means anytime you cannot account for, that you are not productive, you are wasted that time. Anytime that is not accountable, you can't account for that. If a day comes and pass you by and you can't account for that day, what you did, what you achieved, you just realize that you have wasted that day, and gradually you're drifting away what from your success land. We need to get it right. Sometimes for example, when you're taking a workout, you're trying to do some workout and all that, some people tell you feel that it's a waste of time. No, that can also be inculcated into something you want to what, pull out, or something you want to what, maybe you want to put in shape. Now you need to understand that, just note that waste of time means anytime you're not productive, anytime you can account for that time of what you have achieved. Every time must be accounted for. Don't just be too casual with the time, that the day pass you by, you just watch things happen. See, you don't be like the one who watch things happen. Make things happen. Be the player of the game. Be in charge of your time, and every time every day be accountable for it. If 2 hours should pass you by, when someone call you up, what have you achieved for the past 2 hours? You should be able to state what you've achieved for 2 hours, but not because you're sitting down in front of the TV or maybe something else, whiling away your time or doing something, chatting away, gisting, gossiping, or doing something irrelevant that doesn't bring value to your life. Because your success will be measured by the value which you bring to the marketplace. If you're not able to bring value to the marketplace, and value is measured with time. And that's why they say success is purchased with the currency of time. So you need to understand that if you can't purchase every day, you need to purchase something towards your success. That means progress towards your success. If you can't purchase that progress with your time, then you've wasted that time. So let's note the fact and get it all cleared that at every point in time that we are not being productive, we are wasting our time. And that is why the day will pass you by. You're 30 and you have not achieved anything in life. You're 40, you have not achieved anything in life. At 20, you don't even know where your life is going to. You're just sitting and you're sitting very confused. Then what have you been doing with your time? At 40, what have you been doing for the past 20 years? What have you been doing with your time? Because you fail to take stock of your time. So at every point in time, we need to take stock of our time and note what you're doing per minute, per seconds, per minute. And if you're conscious about your time, then it will help you to be productive, and you do something meaningful at every second in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mercy. Okay, before you go, Mercy, our final question is, which I've been thinking, is what are the ways of adequate utilization of time? What are the proper ways of adequate utilization of time? God bless you.
Okay, thank you, sir. There are so many ways that you can ways of utilizing your time. You need to understand that you need to set your priorities right. For you to utilize your time, you need to set your priorities right in order of what importance. That's something we call that doing the right thing at the wrong time, and doing the wrong thing, doing the right thing at the wrong time. Then we need to understand that there are times that there's some things you might be doing currently, you might feel is propelling you to your future, to your success land, but you're doing the right thing at a very wrong time because you've failed to place your priorities right. Now, the first thing we need to note that we need to place our priorities right. Set out your goals rightly. What are the things that you have set down that you want to do? What is the line that you want to achieve, then you map out a workable plan. Now, don't be realistic with what you map out for yourself. Sometimes we create this fantasy in the air, in our minds that, fantasize, this is what I want to do. You all write that. Then don't write as something you cannot achieve. Now, how you can maximize your time and utilize it, that you need to set your priorities right and set out the things that you set for you want to achieve. Then put in the time required. Everything you want to achieve requires time. You might not have you feel that you don't have the money to purchase it, but you have the time to buy it. Your time is your money. Then put in the required time needed for you to achieve that thing. Because if you want to go to school, there's a certain number of years you have to input, and that's the time of your investment in acquiring the knowledge that you have. Then set out the time and set out the time frame, because don't just take eternity, because there's some things that you want to achieve. There's no time frame. When there's no time frame, you are wasting your time. Then you want to achieve something, you need to set a time frame from January to March. This is when I want to, and it will make you to work. But when you don't set a time frame in anything that you're doing, it just makes you do it leisurely. Don't worry, I'll get there. Don't worry, I'll achieve it. I know what I'm doing. You realize that it brings you at a snail pace instead of putting you on the speed, on the run. So when you set that benchmark, okay, from March to June, this is what I want to achieve, and you work it out, it makes you that when you achieve that, it gives you the zeal to set out others. You will have you will have set out everything you want to achieve. And when you put it on a time frame, it helps you what to gives you what a better workable plan, and it gives you what more zeal, and it puts you on your feet in order for you what to run with it. Because that's why the Bible, the book of Habakkuk, they say that he that make the vision, write it down and make it plain, that he that readeth it what may run. Now that's the same thing with our dreams, that write it down, then set a time frame for you to maximize your time, so that you know that at every point is like, this is what I want to do within this period. Then I'll run with it and achieve what you want to achieve, so that other things what can fall in place. Don't just give all the whole time, because you don't have eternity to fulfill what your dreams. So always what set a time frame and set your priorities what right. Thank you.
Okay, well, that is all my question, and I would like to say thank you so much for this special program. And I know that every one of you that have followed us are really blessed. Grace, thank you. And every one of you who have supported Brainbox series, help us to share, help us to comment. And I know that Barrister Mercy is going to come back again for another segment of this time teaching, the power of your second. Mercy, thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you,
And
Pastor Chris. God
we
bless you
look
too.
forward. We look forward to receive you again. And
Okay, thank you, sir.
what is your final word you want to tell the people? Final word of encouragement, very short and brief, so that we can go. And Bessie, we are going to bring you back again, because you're going to be with us for another segment where we want to speak to Minister Chioma Chukwuemeka. So your final word, Mercy Ukonu.
My final word for each and every one of us out there, with regards to today's topic, and not just only today's teaching, that just be productive with your time. If you feel you're not achieving enough, then know that you're not giving enough time into that thing. Put in the time required for you to get that thing that you want. You really can make all the money you want in the world. You really can be anything you want to be in the world. That's awaken that giant, that sleeping giant that is inside of you. And you need to understand that the world, there's nobody who's lucky. Everyone is lucky. Luck just simply means laboring under correct what knowledge. When you labor under the correct knowledge, when you labor under the correct what time, when you understand the time and work correctly with it, then you also will be termed a lucky woman. You also will be termed what? A lucky man, a lucky girl, a lucky boy out there. Everyone is lucky, but it all depends on how you maximize what is in your hands. And God has placed that power. God has given you that time, that currency of time. Then you need to work with that currency of time and work with it what with speed and what accuracy. Don't be trivial, don't be casual in the game of life, because learn one thing, there's never a repeat, neither is there a receipt, or life is ever what a rehearsal in the words in the game of life. Thank you. So let us live our life. Let us be prudent with our spending when it comes to spending our time. Your time is your money. Just know that time is your money. That's the currency of your success. Because success, just like I said earlier, is the currency is measured what was purchased with the currency of time. Until you understand that time is currency, then use it prudently, and what? Don't be a spendthrift with your time. And with that, you'll be able what to maximize your potentials and bring out what that hidden giant that is what still sleeping and not yet what awakened. Therefore, my final word is that don't be casual in the game of life, and don't be what casual with your time. Utilize your time rightly, and the results that we seek after in life, but surely we are going towards to get it. Life is not difficult. Life is just very easy, but it's all about how you make it difficult. If you see life as being difficult, it's going to what be difficult for you, because when you waste your time, when you have a limited, just like someone inside the examination hall, you have 30 minutes to write your papers, and you have used up 20 minutes just looking at the ceiling. Then when your examiner is telling you 10 minutes more, you start rushing. Oh my God, I need to write. You know how choked up you will be. That's the way life is choking up a lot of people, because what we have been casual in the past with our time, and we already realize that we're gradually drawing what to the grave, and we want to achieve everything that we've not achieved right from when we started as teenagers up to the age that we are currently. Therefore, there's no time
that it's too late for you to achieve what you want to get. Just learn from your past mistakes and rekindle the zeal, then maximize that time, then you get to the top. Then I'll see you at the top. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Barry. May God bless you.
God bless you too, Sam.
We appreciate your time. You are a gift to the world. May God bless you, bless your ministry, and bless the good works that you are doing. See you again
Amen,
next
Sam.
week at Kingdom Radio at the frequency of 94.9.
Okay, thank you.
Kingdom Radio.